Hello and welcome on Sports Updates. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Time to take you around the world of sports. A lot of activities happening in the juicy world of sport there. Right now, we start with volleyball, where Nigerians, about 40 of them right now, they've passed the FIVB, Federation of International Volleyball Level 1 coaching course in Abuja. That's good news because right now we have at least 40 Nigerian coaches actually possesses this level 1 coaching course. 45 of them went for it, at least 40 passed. That's a very good assessment there, talking about Nigerian volleyball coaches. I have in the studio Emmanuel Fashimi. Good to have you.
What happened to the 5?
Maybe you should ask them. At least from 45 to 40, at least they tried. Okay, what if 20 passed or 10?
The 5 didn't go to school.
They will have to do training,
yes,
fitness tests, apart from the class work. So a lot of things, they need to understand the rudiment of coaching, the new trends, the new updates and all that. They need to understand that, okay, you need to be fit, and if they test them running around, if they fall, they're out.
Yes, about good one. Even the 5 of them that didn't make the cut, actually they gave their best. And I think there's still room for another time for them to actually come back and join the remaining 40. But for the 40, good one for the Volleyball Federation of Nigeria and the International Volleyball Federation putting this together for our coaches, like you mentioned, is for them to just update their knowledge about the game volleyball, the new rules, the new rules in the game, the new innovations that has been brought into the game, what it is, and from the statement, the statement coming from the federation, they've actually said they shouldn't just go back after this training and then sit on the certificate.
Relax.
They should just go there, get talents. Whatever they have learned, they should also go and impact it on the young ones out there in the society, in their community, in their various communities where they are. Let people know that yes, they have gotten some knowledge, they've been updated about the game volleyball, and congratulations to that federation. NVBF, Nigeria Volleyball Federation, is one of the best federations we have in Nigeria. They are being led by engineer Musa Nimrod. They are actually doing well. You see that federation organizing competition monthly, sometimes weekly. So they deserve it. They deserve all the accolades and whatever they will be getting from Nigerians, and they actually deserve it. And for the 40 coaches, congratulations to them. They have learned. We want to see the impact.
Now, looking at the impact they'll be having on Nigerian volleyball players right now, because as a coach, 40 of them right now, let's assume not all of them might have a team, but at least they could be maybe assistant coaches or coach, or rather. But at least this experience they've gathered from this particular training, yes, and also the coaching course, it will go a long way to see that they are prepared for the future. Whatever is happening, who knows? Most of them even have the chance to coach outside Nigeria, as long as they know the rudiment and also follow the trends in the world of volleyball coaching. But my question goes looking at why is it that other federations don't pick up from the Volleyball Federation, the Handball Federation? I don't want to mention Nigeria Football Federation now. Let's not go there. But let's talk about these two. There may be slightly athletics. I think it's getting better. You understand? Athletics Federation or AFN, seeing what they are really doing right now. But if you look at activities of other federations, another federation I see they are really working is Nigerian Cricket Federation, NCA.
Yeah, NCA.
They are really pushing for the development of cricket in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You can't take that away. They are trying their best. I'm seeing some new federation coming up, trying to see how they can, like maybe netball. We've seen
I think that is a new federation.
Then we've seen big soccer, although it's under NFF, so that's an association, not a federation yet. But volleyball and handball, cricket, those 3 federations seems to stand out among the remaining ones.
Yes. Why those 3 federations is standing out among the rest is that the presidents of those federations know what sports, first, they know what sports is all about, and secondly, they have this what is called insight about the sports, about the sport itself, that particular sport. Like Sam Ocheho is a handballer. He played he previously played handball before. And then for the man, I think Akpata, what is that his name in cricket, also understand what cricket is all about. he himself has one time or the other been a cricketer. And then for the Volleyball Federation, Engineer Musa Nimrod himself is a volleyballer. I've seen him play volleyball as in just for fun, not because he was formerly a player, a volleyball player. Now, these persons know what sports science is all about. Like we mentioned, myself and Busayo mentioned the other day, some of these presidents of these various federation is just compensation. I would say it's compensation. I've said this time and time again. Let those who know what that sport is all about become the presidents of those federations. Some of them get there after maybe finding favor in some persons, with some persons, and then those persons tell, okay, vote for this man, he's my friend. We should not be doing he's my friend, he's my brother. Let it be that this person has integrity. This person know, okay, you, like, for instance now, like Sam Ocheho, who was formerly a handballer, or Engineer Musa Nimrod, who himself was formerly a volleyballer. Now, why is that federation striving? Because he has played the sport, he understands the sport, and then he knows what is involved in the sport. That is why that federation is striving. And at some point, this man knows that, okay, sports, with this, I can actually give some youth employment. We can take some youth off the street, and that is why that federation is doing well. Whoever that, if you ask, because I was at Ilorin when this on the National Youth Sports Festival. Look at the players that came to, mostly the volleyball aspect, from Taraba. You see small boys. And Engineer Musa Nimrod was on ground from day one till the end of the tournament to encourage them, talk to them. Each match, he's there watching, he's seated. Look at, why won't you play? Why won't you want the president is there? You want to play, you want this man to see you that you can play. And that is why we are seeing the dividend that federation is getting. Every other federation, sincerely speaking, they are sleeping. Once what they call it, allocation comes, they just do one or two things, and that is all. So it's a wake-up call, sincerely.
Wake-up call, looking at Nigerian sport. We really need to get it right. If we want to quantify how many federations are really performing, well, Nigerian sport ought to have been better than this. If you can't take a cue from Nigerian Cricket Federation, although no longer being led by Akpata, no one person is there, but you have volleyball and also handball really doing well. Folk are fortunate health to let Nigerians see that we can do well in this sport. I've seen how Cricket Federation going around, especially in the northern part of Nigeria, trying to educate the young ones to go into cricket. And it's really working out. They hosted under 19 competition in Abuja. And aside that, they went to Lagos, doing a lot of things, and we've seen beach volleyball thriving in Nigeria. And also looking at this particular competition, the coaching course, the 40 coaches right now took upon themselves to attend, and it will go a long way, because the 40 coaches right now, they will be at least equipped enough with a lot of new activities or whatever it is that is happening in the world of volleyball. Right now, we just have to call that on it. Let's move away from volleyball. Let's talk about football right now. Just like the way it happens with the NLO, the Nationwide League One, the NNL, Nigerian National League, will also be shifting date. Looking at that story, NNL shifts resumption of second stanza for Federation Cup. Federation Cup is taking over right now. 64 matches for men, 32 matches for women, and all the teams participating across Nigeria in different locations. And that's why this league will have to go on break. They are supposed to start the second stanza of the league, but right now they will be going on break and wait at least for the Federation Cup. Afterwards, they will come back.
Should I say, okay, this is where we are right now. This is our standard. You don't see in England, because of FA Cup matches, they move. Apart from those teams that are involved in those matches, that is, they will not have to have what is called an outstanding games. But overall, we are not there yet. We are still trying to get there, and it's a good one for NNL. And we actually have a lot of NNL teams in the Federation Cup this time around. I think we have about 2 from FCT. We have Malum Fashi from the FCT. So, if at the end of the day, this shifting date is just to favor these players, is to give them time to reassess and then play the Federation Cup and then come back to the league. So it's not bad by shifting the date of resumption.
Well, from the way it is right now, NLO will be moving ahead, and now Nigerians can't wait to see the Federations Cup coming up. A lot of matches across Nigeria. It's going to be a busy weekend. Talking about the Federations Cup, by the time they start, that should be like that's next week right now. From there, let's talk about a big one that will be happening tonight between Arsenal and Southampton. Well, it's a big one because Arsenal needs to win this game to continue to hope for topping the league there. But a very big fight for them because Southampton too, they know what's at stake, even though they have nothing to show for it.
I think the first leg ended on a 1-1 draw. The first leg
at they win this game, it doesn't have any effect.
Who might say maybe this might be a sign of good things to come. If Southampton wins the remaining games of the season and the likes of Leicester City, Everton sleep, they are sure of staying in the league because they have 20 points. All they need to do now is to just, I think we have seven matches. That is 21 points. That is if they gather 21 points, who say they cannot? But I know that's not possible. But against Arsenal needs this particular game to extend the gap before Manchester, because Manchester City now will also now have another game in hand because they will not be playing this weekend.
They have to put the pressure on them
rather than letting it slip away. And for Arsenal, if Arsenal draws this game tonight, then they should just kiss the league goodbye. They should just tell Man City, come and carry this league. I am not fit for it. But I know Arsenal would not want that to happen. But it's a dicey one. It's a dicey one. You know, when you play teams that are at the relegation zone in the EPL, you have to fight for your life because they also want to fight for their life to get out of wherever they are. So it's looking dicey for Arsenal. I'm scared. Sincerely speaking, I'm scared for Arsenal tonight.
Are you sure that you're being scared is real, or you're just?
No, it's real because
I don't trust Man United fans when it comes to Arsenal.
Outside that, a lot of persons. Arsenal plays good football. They have tried to hold for.
Well, are you really happy for them?
For Arsenal, I'm happy for them. My team is not doing well.
So
my team is not doing. My team is not there.
Option than to be happy for them.
If I really want to see,
would you prefer Man City or Arsenal winning the league?
No, Arsenal should win the league instead of Man City.
Why?
Because Man City has won this league over and over. They should just allow.
Oh, you are just beefing them because you are in the same city.
No. They can't even catch up. Sure? They can't catch up with Manchester United now. 20 league titles, so they still have a long way to go.
Oh, look at where the angle you are coming from. What a way to go. Man United fans out there, well, we've been talking about Arsenal against Southampton, a big match for Arsenal. They need to extend the gap against Manchester City, while Southampton also will be hoping that if they can win the game, they will also have found a way to add more to their hopes. Well, right now, a big one coming up there. But let's look at other fixtures slated for this tonight over there in Europe or in other leagues over there. Let's look at Espanyol against Cadiz. Big one over there, the city of Barcelona. Espanyol also plays there. Augsburg against Stuttgart in Germany. Hellas Verona will be at home against Bologna. PSG away with their star-studded team to Angers, who will be fighting hard. Can they hold the fire pack of PSG? Well, although lately they've been a bit shaky.
I don't think Angers have anything to offer.
Okay, let's start with Espanyol Cadiz.
Well, Espanyol Cadiz. Let me just say Espanyol is going to beat Cadiz. Why? Because Cadiz this season is not really. They are not. I think they are down the table. And for Espanyol, it's just a free day for them to actually get 3 points and remain in the league.
I love the fact that La Liga can be so unpredictable. Why? At times you look at all these teams who actually know themselves, been there for so many years, and you look at the factors that will make some teams surprise some teams.
Yes.
I won't be surprised, yes, if Espanyol should win, but anything can happen. It can be split up.
Cadiz don't really have what it takes to beat Espanyol because this season, it's not the Cadiz we saw last season.
Let me take you back, even though nobody saw that coming, that Saudi Arabia will have what it takes to beat Argentina, but it happened. Just to put it back there, we've been looking at the fixtures coming up. The fixtures there. Augsburg will be fighting against Stuttgart, another big one in German football.
Augsburg, Stuttgart, I think both teams are actually at, let me say from the start, they've both won 9 games apiece with 2 games ending on a draw note. So it's always looking very serious when these two teams play from that start. But overall, Augsburg will have the home advantage against Stuttgart. But if it ends on a draw, because both teams knows each other very well from the start. It's not an easy game between the two of them. But at the end of the day, Augsburg might just have that home advantage over Stuttgart.
No, I still remember Nigerians. You know, there are some clubs in Europe that Nigeria actually made popular here for the fact that they were playing their trade with them, they were playing for them. I remember Stuttgart. I won't forget in a hurry, Akpobore Jonathan was there doing a lot of fantastic running for them, scoring goals then. And you look at Augsburg, I think Sheyi Olajengbesi was there. He also made the Augsburg popular in Nigeria. A lot of Nigerian stars at that time, really, they made some clubs in over there in Europe to be popular in Nigeria. We'll be looking at matches later for tonight over there in top leagues in Europe. And now we look at another one that has to do with Hellas Verona against Bologna in the Italian Serie A race. Well, from the way it is, Hellas Verona against Bologna is a match that maybe I should stay with Bologna.
If you stay with Bologna, it will not be bad because Bologna have beaten Hellas Verona more. I think 13 times they've beaten Hellas Verona, with Hellas Verona only winning just 5 games out of their number of meetings. But for this season, Hellas Verona also has actually pulled some strings in the league. They've given some of the big teams, the likes of Juventus, Inter Milan, they've given them some run for their money this season. And then recently against AS Roma, which nobody saw that coming. But at the end of the day tonight, I think I'll pitch my tent with Bologna, as you say.
Well, even though you're already changing their name for them. We've been talking about matches later for tonight there. Angers against PSG. Now, PSG this season, I think they are not really giving that. You know, they have everything at
their disposal.
Everything they want. The money is there, the support is there, the player talent, everything. But it seems this season, PSG and Bayern, they are not having that hold they used to have on their leagues.
Yeah, I think the grip these teams used to have, mostly PSG, they have actually set their sights of winning the Champions League. That is why they made some of the recruitment you saw them doing, and mostly they had to go for Lionel Messi, who they thought would have come and give them the Champions League. And I think I faulted that move in a way. Lionel Messi cannot give PSG the Champions League. And if you watch it, it's a star-studded team. Everybody is a star. Nobody really wants to maybe tilt towards. If you actually go inward, this is the crisis that is rocking the team. At some point, the Fed Neymar was not giving much to the team. Neymar himself feels he's a big boy. This young man, Mbappe, they increased his contract. Look at the money they are paying him. So if you have some of these things in the team, it might not go down well with some players. Look at Sergio Ramos. So they brought in Sergio Ramos, they brought in Lionel Messi because these guys have the experience of Champions League. They don't really want to win their league, or they were setting their sight to see if they can get to the Champions League final and probably win it. But at the end of the day, it's not actually working out for them the way they thought. But against a team that is on the 20th position of the league, you expect PSG to win. But this is football. It could turn around. Like I said, they've beaten Angers 16 times with just one draw in between the two of them on their stats. With the total number of meetings, 17 times meeting, 16 wins with one draw. So it shows that they are very far apart, and as it stands, Angers is not even in the position where you think they can beat PSG. So PSG, I believe they are going to still extend the gap before that teams play their own matches.
We've been talking concerning matches that will be coming up tonight over there in the top 5 leagues in Europe. Not forgetting the fact that Arsenal against Southampton will also be a big cracker one there. Well, when it comes to football, a lot of Nigerians, a lot of football really understand the fact that football unites a lot of people. But we need to also develop our own. That's why we talked earlier about the Nigerian National League being postponed due to the Federation's Cup. Not also forgetting the fact that the NLO will not be coming up as at the time they were supposed to come up. It will now be on 3rd of May. Well, for those sportsmen and women out there, we always support you because it's not easy to do sports. As we always say, that is business and fitness. We appreciate for the fact that you are doing that sport. Now, let's quickly talk about some transfer stories. Pochettino and Chelsea are in talks about him becoming their new manager. Well, Pochettino right now has been talking with Chelsea. It has been a lot of coaches being invited to come and let's see your CV, let's see what you can offer. Enrique has been talked with. What's his name now? Julian Nagelsmann, the young man from Germany, has also been discussed with. Now, this is Pochettino, and it's possible that maybe this ball could be rolling towards Pochettino's side.
Well, at the end of the day, Chelsea just have to recruit the best manager that will fit into their style. And I suggested on this show that if I have the chance to talk to Todd Boehly, I would advise him to go for Nagelsmann because he's young. And you have young players. These are the kind of players he can work with. If you look at what he did with Leipzig before leaving for Bayern Munich, you saw that he brought up those young players and they were very fantastic. And if you look at Chelsea, we have young players there, and then we have the experienced ones among them. But I think that Nagelsmann would have fit into the project of Chelsea. But for Pochettino, we can argue that the advantage Pochettino has right now is because he has been in England, he has worked with Tottenham, so he understands the English football. For Nagelsmann, he needs to go back to as he understands what English football is all about. But for Pochettino, I think since he has been there, it's just going to be an easy one for him to just actually work his way into the team and do well. But overall, at the end of the day, I think Chelsea will recruit the best manager they deem it fit.
Well, we're still talking about Chelsea there. Let's still talk about the team again. But this time around, they are planning players clear out before 30 June to stay within financial fair play rules. Well, they don't want to go into a problem with UEFA, so they just have to do something about getting some players out. After all, they bought in so many players just at the beginning of the season, and right now they need to let some people players leave.
Who is ready to buy those players?
Clubs
is the question. And the clubs that want to buy them might not be the kind of clubs those players want to go to.
But it might not be the one they bought recently.
But yes, I think the likes of Kante might leave the team. The likes of Aubameyang might be offloaded. A lot of them might just leave the team at the end of the season. And like you mentioned, they need to act very fast. If not, you saw what happened to Juventus, and a couple of other teams might just face UEFA financial fair play rule. We saw that with Barcelona right now. They cannot sign players because why? They are facing sanctions. So Chelsea never wanted the same to happen to them. That is why you see these players going. But a lot of players, the likes of Kante, will still get good club to go. And I think Manchester United is just oozing around that young man. They want to get him to their side. If he goes to Manchester United,
I expect that from you.
It's a big one for Manchester United.
I know that player has been a player that Man United have actually set their eyes on for years.
Yes, of course. So if they get him this time around, they will get Kante playing again.
Maybe he's going to Real Madrid. Who knows?
Well, if he goes to Real Madrid, that's another good thing.
Well, we've been talking about some transfer juicy stories there. Let's give you one more before we wrap it up. This time around, it's about the team that play at the Etihad Stadium, Manchester City. Right now, are keen on Chelsea midfielder Mateo Kovacic. This summer, I don't know, but they are all coming from Chelsea players now.
Getting Mateo Kovacic, I don't see the need for Man City to get Kovacic. But this is Pep Guardiola. You know, he knows the kind of players he's want, because that midfield is also congested. You have Rodri. Now they've recruited. They have changed John Stones' position to come and be playing in the midfield. So if Kovacic come, I think it's just a cover-up for Rodri and the rest of them. Maybe whenever there is injury, they have a replacement. And Kovacic will not want to go to Man City and sit on the bench without playing.
And then he should stay in Chelsea, right?
Well, he should stay back in Chelsea and hopefully see the manager that will come in. And if the manager finds him...
Maybe Lampard will actually get the grip on. He will continue if he actually do...
Lampard?
Yeah. Who knows? Anything can still happen between now and the end of the season. What if he wins the remaining matches?
I reserve my comment on that.
You know why? You have to reserve it, because if he wins all the remaining matches now, they can just change their mind and say, okay, after all, he started badly, but he ended well.
But... at the end of the day, they will still show him the exit.
If he wins let them win the remaining match before you judge them. I know you are not happy for Manchester United. That'll be it on the show. Sports update with Emmanuel Fashimi. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.